You already know who it is. COLAKASH, Cola Kash. Watch California. You know, there it is.
California.
Watch California, California.
Yeah. So you grew up in Watts, bro?
Yeah. Fortunately, I have, man. You know, been a long process, but yeah.
What elementary school did you go to, bro?
Actually, I went to school down the street on Central. You know, Untaught Elementary School. Day one. Middle school and high school. As you probably know, I was an asshole as a kid, so I went to all the middle schools and high schools. But my home school was Markham and Jordan. You feel me? It was my home school, but I didn't stay there. I ended up getting kicked out and going to many schools afterwards. You feel me? But last school I went to was probably Locke. Gompers was the last middle school I went to. So, yeah.
Can you tell the people where we standing right now, bro?
Man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's the heart of Watts, man. You know what I'm saying? If you need job assistance, if you need anything, man, you come to WOCAC, aka the center, man, and go to Work Source, go to Family Source. You feel me? I still come up here to visit all the people who helped me be successful, you feel me? Or at least gave me a chance to be successful, even if I messed it up or not, man. But we at WCAC, aka the center.
You've been coming up here since like you was younger?
You know, I've been coming up here, man. I was part of LA Bridges before they turned it into Grid. I was part of, all the little things they have for the community up here, you feel me? I remember when Shaq even came up here and gave out toys, you know what I'm saying? But I learned anything that I know now beginning here, you feel me? So if I know how to do music production, if I know how to shoot videos or anything, like I started here, WCAC, you feel me? Yeah.
That's right, yeah. Y'all remember they used to have the little toy giveaways like during Christmas time?
Yeah, man. I remember Shaq gave me, man, I was up here one day, right? I remember I didn't like Shaq for a long time, man, because at the time I think the Sega Dreamcast came out, man. And everybody came up here for the Sega Dreamcast, and they was giving out toys and Sega Dreamcast, but I think they should have probably just bought all Sega Dreamcast. It's the video game at the time. So we come up here, and I see Shaq, and I got starstruck. That's why I don't get starstruck no more, you know what I'm saying? Because when Shaq came out here, I'm like, oh, man, it's Shaq, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shaq Diesel was happening, so I'm stuck. I'm just like, he ended up giving me a kick action Venom. Like, he pushed the back of the Venom and, like, it kicked like Street Fighter or something. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, this nigga right here gonna give me a Venom? And they like, oh, yeah, man. I'm like, I don't want this, man. They like, yeah, you gotta go, man. Ever since then, I'm like, this nigga already knew what I wanted, my nigga. So what do you want? Yeah. Come on, my nigga. A Dreamcast, my nigga. But, it's all good, man. It's love.
Y'all remember when we was little, bro, we came up here and we had stood in this long-ass line, right? And it was for Santa or whatever. And then on the way out, one of my cousins got their bag snatched.
Hey, look, you at WCAC, man. Like, this the ghetto, man. Like, I don't care how safe you feel like you is, man. Like, we got police in the city, but the city ain't safe. So, man, you gotta understand you gotta be careful when you come around this thing, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that was just something I remember. When I I do remember that shit was hilarious, bro. All right, so what does a regular day for you look like, bro? Like for Cola Kash, like can you describe like what you do on a regular day?
Man, like I spend most of my day try to give people information or common sense that can help them, elevate to the next level, or just think of something differently and approach any tragic moment or non-tragic moment with an aspect that it won't even lead to a tragic moment or a worse tragic moment, you know what I'm saying? I spend most of my time doing that. I go to work, you know what I'm saying? I work, trying to do stuff, you know what I'm saying, that's going to benefit the company, and then I come home and try to do things that's going to benefit my career as an artist. Like, that's what I do mostly, you know what I'm saying?
All right, Jeff. What's your why, bro? If you know what I mean. Like, why? What do you do it for? Like, why? Yeah.
All right, so reason why I do music,
yeah,
I do music or entertainment for mostly to generate a purpose for myself. Meaning, if somebody was to come to me right now and say, oh, who your favorite artist? I'm my favorite artist. Why? Because I can relate to me like I can't relate to nobody else. So it's kind of like, okay, we got all these people out here making music, but who's to say when I go listen to a song, is this gonna relate to me or not? You know what I'm saying? But when I make music for myself, I know what to go listen to. You know what I'm saying? I might have an archive of things that you never heard because they not for you. They for me. It's to come from me. So I do music really to come from myself. But sometimes when you put on an outfit, you want to say, I wonder if everybody else think this outfit is dope as I think it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's the music that I put out there to the public. I want the public to know that I do this for me, but at the same time, I don't want to be selfish enough to keep it to just myself, and it may affect you positively too, or negatively, who knows, but that ain't never my goal. So I do this in order to keep myself sane and the people who can relate sane, you know what I'm saying?
In your song Fortune, you have a quote in the beginning where you say, everybody is looking for purpose, but your purpose is to leave behind legacy and legend. Can you touch on that some more, bro?
All right, so basically you got these two things. You got legacy and legend, right? So your legacy is going to automatically be whatever you leave behind, like your kids, the money you left your kids behind, and the fortune that they come into after you pass away, as if you didn't just live for nothing, but with the purpose to make sure those who come after you are good. Message! You feel me? And then like your legend is what everybody else talk about after you pass away. You feel me? The things that you do, like in that song I also say, basically, when you get money, it ain't for the purpose of just keeping it to yourself. Like, you gotta share with your family and your friends, because that's who's gonna be at your funeral. You feel me? That's who's gonna be the ones who love you and show you the love after you pass away. So that's what the legend is. People gonna say good or bad things after you leave, but you wanna make sure you have more good than bad things people say about you.
Message!
You know what I'm saying? And then you wanna make sure you have your family straight after you leave also. So that's that legacy and legend part.
Okay. One of your recent posts, I read you say something about, in 2020 and before it was, struggling with like paranoia and stuff. You kind of held back from pursuing your career in music. Can you tell me how that's not a really good combination, to having some thoughts of paranoia and trying to make it in the music industry, where so can you do how you struggle with that?
It's oxymoron. So basically, you want to put yourself out there, but you paranoid, so you will never put yourself out there. So it's kind of like I was dealing with an oxymoron. You feel me?
How you combat that? Like, how do you fight those thoughts or like that?
You start combating that thing by saying, okay, maybe I was just a little bit more. It's kind of like being in a bad relationship. Maybe I gave this person too much of me. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I gave paranoia too much of me because I'm seeing so much going on within the black community. It'll get to, growing up in the black community, it can make you paranoid. Like, you feel me? People who put themselves out there in certain ways should be paranoid. A policeman, for instance, should be paranoid. You shouldn't be that comfortable because you got a gun and a badge. You should know that, like, my life on the line, like, somebody might see a cop and say, "Bomb," you feel me?
Checkmate, puto.
Rest in peace, bitch.
You feel me? We in LA.
Yeah.
Everything is either race related, gang related. It's so much things to be paranoid about that it all comes together on social media. And if you're a person that engages in social media a lot and you see all this shit going on, it can kind of make you paranoid. You feel me? That's like watching the news and you're just a patriot of your state. When you seen that lady get popped out that window, now you more like, okay, that could be me. So now you ain't gonna approach that situation how you would have before you seen that.
Yeah.
So that's just me being in my situation. I'm not gonna approach everything like how I was approaching it at first because I see that things are changing. And you can fall victim to change, bro. So
it's like some PTSD in there too, like, right? Like,
yeah,
trauma.
That's what paranoia basically is. It's just even when I'm at work, certain things pop off to where it say, okay, he went home for the day. Oh, we need to watch that dough. You don't never know. You sent him home for the day. You don't never know how he feeling. We got to watch that dough now. So shut that dough. The only way he can come in is that way. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'm thinking of it too highly. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm safer than everybody else because they thinking of it too lowly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You better be safe than sorry.
Like, basically, yeah. So that's just where I'm at it as far as like last year. But at the same time, I was taking that time to better my crafts and make sure when I need to produce something for somebody, I can do that without, you know, guessing if I can or not. You know what I'm saying? Because when you learning, you're in the learning process. You're not all the way to where you say, okay, I'm gonna just slap this out there. Oh yeah, I'm for sure of myself. You know what I'm saying? When you're learning, you're never as sure as yourself as when you learned.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm at a point right now in life where I feel like I've learned enough to where I can produce.
Yeah.
So that was the paranoia. That was part of the paranoia too, not just violent related things, but at the same time, like, could I be able to continue to produce what I can for that person? Like, when you question yourself, to me, that's kind of like a PTSD too. You feel me?
Yeah.
There's too many people around you telling you can't do something. Like, you can't do that. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
You start overthinking.
Yeah, so you start overthinking that. What they saying, maybe I can't.
Or second guessing yourself.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but you gotta start growing into a mind where you can say, okay, I can't let what they say affect me. I can't let what I seen affect me. I gotta keep moving, and then whatever happens, happens. But at least I got further than I would if I didn't make those moves based on what I've seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like that.
Bro, it's a lot of people that just don't, you know, they procrastinate because of fear, like of, nah, man, what if, you know, like scrutiny, it don't have to be violent. It could be like just somebody criticizing or being like, man, that shit's trash or something, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you'll start criticizing yourself.
Yeah.
You your worst critic.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. Like, your thoughts on rappers chasing clout on social media or like incriminating themselves on, like,
All right, I'll put it like this. I don't blame them, but I can't relate, but I understand. So it's kind of like when you understand something, like certain things, people in our community, when we say we understand something, that means we agree with it. No, when you understand something, you just see where that person comes from that aspect, but that don't mean technically you agree with it. So I understand, but I can't relate. Now, let's say these rappers are out here really getting killed, and these rappers out here putting themselves in jackets that can get them killed. They want to put themselves out there as the type of person that can kill too. So what they do is they get on there with these burners and they get on there with these, you know what I'm saying? Like, they feel like they got to prove themselves. It's clout, but at the same time, it's entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, y'all really playing with fire. It's like I can play with a lighter, or I can play with a stove, or I can just set something on fire and just stand in the middle of it, you know what I'm saying? At this point, they don't feel like they stand in the middle of a fire, but they don't know that they're aiming towards that because they feel like, oh, I'm not around these people, right? But you ain't got enough money not to be around these people. So you're going to end up eventually being around these people, and that's going to cost you a lot more than what it takes. But I don't think nobody think of it's like not having paranoia. It's like the vice versa part of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like I think to a core of things, and some people just think on the surface, and they just say, okay, that's never going to happen to me. I think like, shit, that could possibly happen to me.
Yeah.
So I need to know what angle I'm going to take. But they don't know what angle they're going to take. They just going with the angle that's going to get them some attention. But
no fucks given.
Exactly, and too much no fucks given eventually end up in a fucked up situation.
Yeah, I just read an article, bro, that they could use rappers' lyrics as evidence in court, bro, like against them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's admissible now. Like,
okay,
that's
but I think that being possible, because at the end of the day, what they do is they use documentation against you anyway.
Yeah.
Anything that you wrote, anything that you've documented or recorded or anything like that, bro, they use that against you anyway. So it's your responsibility not to give them that ammo. You feel me?
Yeah.
So if they say, okay, we can use this in court, they only can use it in court if it relates to the situation. Some lyrics that say, okay, you say, I killed a nigga. And you be like, I kill a nigga any day of the week. Okay, look, this nigga just said that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just said he'd kill a nigga any day of the week. So why not use this in court? Because they whole objective on basically prosecuting you is to make you look like a bad person, or the person that they're looking for, or the person they want the jury to see you as. So why not use that to make you look like that person?
Yeah.
You're not out here giving out turkeys, and it ain't their job to bring out you saying, oh, you having fun with your daughter or your son, and you giving away lollipops to the kids. That's not their job. Even if they got that footage of you doing that, that's not the prosecution's job. That's your lawyer's job. And that's if you got a real lawyer that you paying.
But that's like, it goes back to what you said, bro. It's entertainment, right? So why can't, let's say Denzel, why won't they use a movie of his where he, you know, Training Day, and say, look, he a killer? or he or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You can.
You know what I'm saying? If it's all entertainment, like that shit ain't fair, bro. It's like how cocaine and crack.
You can.
get
It's called a
different.
facade. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now, if you can say, okay, this person putting on this as a facade, then that's cool. But what they're doing in the entertainment business is they're linking themselves to actual factual gangs that actually factually do shit. Like, you're not just saying, I'm a tough guy, I'm not related to nobody in the hood, and I'm just... Who Denzel Washington say he a part of in real life that he... You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Soulja Boy went to the Fruit Towns and said he really from Fruit Town. Chris Brown talking about he really from Fruit Town. MOB talking about he really from Bonniana. Like, they connecting they shit to shit in real life that's really happening.
Yeah.
It ain't like you saying you from the blips. Like, I'm a blood and I'm a crip, I'm a blip, and you just... you making all this funny ass shit going on, bro. Like, you connecting yourself to some real shit.
Yeah.
So when people on social media see you and these motherfuckers really about what they talk about, they like, when I catch that nigga, I'm smoking him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't connect yourself to real shit and then it won't be a real situation. That's like Tom Cruise on Mission Impossible. They not saying they part of the FBI, none of that. They made up some whole other shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But even if they do, these people is highly known as entertainers, bro.
Yeah.
Like YG, he's highly known as an entertainer, but he connected with the real treetop power rules. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody see him outside and the thing, they not gonna look at him for an autograph. They gonna look like he from treetop power rule. I'm gonna get this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Or they might love him and be like, okay, YG, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I love all your music, but it's a difference between somebody who's not a gang member or somebody who's not involved in that lifestyle and somebody who is. So that's just the test that you take.